The morning sun was just beginning to stretch its golden arms across the horizon when Aaron slung his old leather backpack onto his shoulders. He had been carrying it for years. At first glance, it looked ordinary, worn, patched, heavy, but what made it different was what lay inside: stones. Each stone represented a memory, a mistake, or a regret he had chosen not to let go of. The first stone had been small, barely noticeable, picked up when he failed his first job interview after college. "You're not good enough," he had muttered to himself, slipping the pebble into his bag as though it would remind him to try harder next time. Then came another stone when he hurt his best friend with careless words. Another when his relationship fell apart. Another when his father passed away. And Aaron blamed himself for not spending more time with him. Over the years, the stones had grown heavier, larger, and more numerous. His bag now pulled at his shoulders like a burden he couldn't escape. People who passed him on the street never noticed the invisible load he carried, but Aaron felt it in every step. One spring morning, exhausted and restless, Aaron decided to leave town and hike toward the mountains. He told himself he wanted fresh air, but deep down he was searching for something more, a release, perhaps. The trail was steep, winding through forests and streams, but Aaron trudged along, his bag thudding heavily against his back. As he climbed, he met a cheerful traveler named Lila. Unlike Aaron, Lila carried a light pack. She greeted him with a bright smile. "You look weighed down," she said. "Are you carrying supplies for a year?" Aaron chuckled bitterly. Something like that. They walked together for a while, and Aaron noticed how easily she moved, how she laughed at the songs of the birds and pointed out wildflowers. He, on the other hand, struggled with every step. Eventually, they reached a clearing where a small stream ran across the path. Lila knelt down, splashing cool water on her face, and asked Aaron, "What's in your bag?" "Just things I can't leave behind," he said vaguely. Lila tilted her head. "Like what?" Aaron hesitated, then finally admitted, "Memories, regrets, failures. I carry them so I don't forget, so I don't make the same mistakes again." She studied him for a moment. "But aren't they making your journey harder?" Aaron shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe, but if I drop them, I might lose who I am." Lila smiled softly. "Or maybe you'll finally discover who you're meant to be." They continued upward, and after hours of climbing, they reached a mountain ridge. From there, the world stretched out in breathtaking beauty: rolling hills, endless forests, and the sky painted in shades of fire by the setting sun. But Aaron could barely enjoy it. His shoulders ached, his legs trembled, and the stones pressed into his back as though mocking him. At the top of the ridge stood an old man, sitting calmly beside a pile of rocks. He wore simple clothes, his beard long and white, and his eyes held a kind of peace Aaron had never seen before. "Welcome, travelers," the old man said. "You've come far. But tell me, what do you carry?" Lila raised her small pack. "Just the essentials." Aaron lowered his bag with a heavy sigh. "My past." The old man nodded knowingly. "Would you like to be free of it?" Aaron frowned. "I don't think I can. These stones, they remind me of everything I've done wrong. If I let them go, I'll forget the lessons." The old man picked up a stone from his own pile. "This one is from the day I lost my farm to a storm. I carried it for years, thinking it would remind me never to be careless again. But do you know what I discovered? Carrying the stone did not stop storms. It only stopped me from building a new life." Aaron listened, his chest tight. The old man continued, "The past is not meant to be carried like stones. It is meant to be remembered like the wind, felt, acknowledged, and then released. Only then can you walk freely." Lila looked at Aaron gently. "Maybe it's time." Aaron knelt by his bag and slowly opened it. Inside lay stones of all shapes and sizes, each carved with the invisible weight of his pain. He picked up the first one, a small gray stone. "This one is from when I failed my first interview," he whispered. "I thought it meant I'd never succeed." He rolled the stone in his palm. Then, with trembling fingers, he placed it on the pile beside the old man. A strange lightness filled his chest, as though air had finally reached his lungs after years underwater. Next came a larger stone. "This one is from when I hurt my best friend." He placed it down, feeling tears sting his eyes. Stone by stone, memory by memory, Aaron began to unburden himself. The stone of his broken relationship, the stone of his father's death, the stone of all the times he told himself he wasn't enough. Each time he let go, his shoulders felt lighter, his breathing steadier. By the time his bag was empty, Aaron felt as though he had shed years of silent suffering. The old man smiled. "Now walk." Aaron lifted his bag. It was weightless. For the first time in years, his steps felt easy, almost joyful. As Aaron and Lila descended the mountain, he noticed things he had never seen before: the delicate petals of wildflowers, the way sunlight filtered through the leaves, the distant laughter of other travelers. His mind, once clouded with regret, was clear. "Do you feel different?" Lila asked. Aaron nodded. "It's like I've been walking with my eyes closed, and now they're open." Lila smiled. "That's what happens when you stop carrying what doesn't belong to you anymore." Aaron thought of all the years he had wasted lugging around his invisible stones. He realized now that the past didn't need to weigh him down. It only needed to guide him gently, like a signpost. Weeks later, Aaron returned to his town. His friends noticed the change immediately. He walked taller, spoke with more warmth, and even laughed freely, a sound they hadn't heard in years. One evening, he visited his father's old workshop, a place he hadn't entered since his passing. For the first time, he didn't feel guilt pressing on his chest. Instead, he felt gratitude for the memories, for the lessons, for the love. Aaron picked up a piece of wood and began to carve. His father had taught him the craft, and for years Aaron had avoided it, believing it would remind him of loss. But now, as he carved, it reminded him of connection, of love, of life moving forward. And when he finished, he realized something profound. By letting go of the past, he hadn't forgotten it. Instead, he had made room for it to live in a new way, lighter, freer, and filled with meaning. Months later, Aaron met another traveler on the road, a young man with weary eyes and a heavy backpack. "You look weighed down," Aaron said gently. The traveler sighed. "I carry my past." Aaron smiled knowingly and pointed to the horizon. "Then maybe it's time to find a mountain and let it go." Moral of the story: carrying the past is like walking with a bag full of stones. You may think they remind you of lessons, but in truth, they only slow your journey. The past is not meant to be dragged into the present. It is meant to teach, shape, and then release. Only when you let go can you walk freely toward the future you deserve.